Hello, everyone, and welcome to the OutCast with Nick and Joe. This is the Outside Interference Podcast. I'm Joe, obviously, the owner, founder, and lead designer, graphics guy. I do pretty much everything. Voiceover guy, gameplay editor, editor.
And I'm Nick. I'm the tech guy.
He is a tech guy. He's also podcast personality, and maybe some other personalities. We'll see.
I'll be doing my own content soon.
Yeah, Nick, you do a little introduction. Introduce yourself. Yeah.
Nick.
What's your mom's maiden name?
Do you want my social as well?
Yeah. Release it to the world.
You mean like the 20 people who are going to see this?
Yeah. Hey, it's probably going to be like 50. No, it's episode 1. It's going to be like 16,000.
Yeah. Million.
That's not a real number.
No, I was correcting your 1,000 for million.
All right. Well, how about you read your contract again?
I'm not reading.
Read that contract again, all right?
I'm not reading this contract in the middle of the podcast.
You read that contract. Read it out loud. I can tell them how many times you've breached it, even if it isn't legally binding.
I've reached every section of this contract.
Even if it's not legally binding. Every section?
It's not a legally binding contract.
All right, so this podcast is going to be...
it's just a way for y'all to get to know us better.
Yeah, just a way for y'all to get to know us better, just a way to have a little conversation. If you guys want to ask us questions in the comments, we'll probably answer them next podcast.
Yeah.
If you want to say something and you want us to talk about it, we'll think about it, I suppose.
If your thing sucks, we're not.
If your thing sucks, we're not going to do it. But
yeah. Well,
if it doesn't, then feel free to send it by us. You know, even email us. We got a corporate email. It's just my name at outsideinterference.net. It's in my little information thing on the channel if you want to check that out. But yeah, this podcast isn't really going to be about wrestling or mixed martial arts or combat sports at all.
I'm sure we'll talk about it some.
Yeah, we will.
But there's not really a main theme or focus on it. It's just kind of us rambling about things.
Because, I really like wrestling, and Nick likes MMA, and so do I, obviously.
I like both.
So, yeah.
I don't pay attention to it enough anymore.
Yeah, so we're big fans of both. It's just that,
there's so much.
There is a lot, and there's so many podcasts about wrestling and about MMA that, just to add another one wouldn't really be, useful to you guys, I don't think. If you really want to see it.
If you want to suggest topics and
stuff. Yeah, if you want to
us,
suggest topics, we'll talk about them again.
Any suggestions are appreciated.
If we fall upon a topic that happens to be wrestling or MMA, then we'll talk about it. But otherwise, this is just going to be whatever comes to mind, really. It's going to be a conversation between us and between you guys.
There's not really going to be a recurring thing.
There will be a couple recurring segments, like our first segment, which is the Search for the Worst, where we go and try and find the worst things in combat sports and put them in a little...
Just the worst things.
Just the worst things.
But we're not going to get, topical, political... Because we don't want to open that rabbit hole. We don't want to.
You know what? I think we should just do combat sports then.
You want to just do the worst combat sports?
The worst thing in combat sports. I have two potential inductions right now. I don't know if you have any. CM Punk fight. I love CM Punk as a wrestler. Both of the CM Punk. Just CM Punk in the UFC, and what's it called? Bareknuckle FC. Did you see that?
I've seen bare knuckle boxing. That is badass. That is amazing.
It is badass. You know what's not badass? Two guys in an 8-sided ring on national television, high definition, beating the shit out of each other with... it does sound pretty badass. Now that I'm describing it does sound pretty badass.
It's super badass.
But it was disgusting.
It's gross.
It was disgusting.
You know that there's WWE things where they had the tacks or whatever. Have you ever seen those? Tacks on the on the ground.
Oh well, yeah.
It's disgusting.
Well, yeah, it's really gross. I cringe every time someone gets suplexed into tacks or powerbombed into tacks. It's not something that I would want to take. But this is even worse because these guys these were MMA fighters, most of them. MMA fighters or boxers, and Joey Beltran and that guy from King of the Cage that's won every heavyweight title they have, light heavyweight, super heavyweight. He's the GOAT of King of the Cage. I forgot his name. But they fought, and Jesus Christ, I've never seen so much blood in my entire life. It was on the level of that Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, I think it was. You guys know the match I'm talking about, where Eddie bladed and cut, an artery in his forehead, and Jesus Christ. It was like nasty. That, except it was...
everywhere.
You could see, the gashes on their face, because, you don't have gloves.
It's bone.
Exactly. It looks like the UFC gloves don't look that thick, when you're watching them on TV,
They're very
but
bad.
they do so much. Like, it looks like you're just punching a dude in the face with your fist, but, like, Jesus Christ.
Because like a lot of not amateur, but not super professional box fights, they'll wear the helmets and stuff.
Yeah, amateur boxing, yeah, they wear the padded helmets.
Padded helmets and on top of the padded gloves.
Yeah.
And like punch those.
Yeah, I mean, because most of those guys are, like, 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, so that's, like, the opposite of bare knuckle boxing.
It is the total opposite.
Jesus Christ. That was just disgusting. So that's going to go in the worst. Like, you guys might have liked it, but I thought it was horrifying. And it was like they said the new age of fighting is here, because I saw a bunch of ads for it before it actually happened. It's literally like 200 years in the past. Like, why I don't understand why people watched it. I mean, I honestly, if it was free, I don't think it was. I think it was pay-per-view.
I understand why people watch it.
But if it was free, I would have watched it just to see, like, what's actually going to happen. And then whenever I want to know who, like, what athletic commission, I think it was Montana, who looks at that idea and is like, yeah, that sounds safe enough. You guys can go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on in Montana?
Yeah.
One of the 5 people that live in Montana said that was a good idea. And they were like, well, majority rules.
Montana.
Yeah.
He doesn't live there now, so
Yeah.
you're right about 5 people.
See? Like 5 people. There used to be 6, and now there's 5. Yeah, bare knuckle boxing is disgusting. Moving on to the next search for the worst.
She's gonna ruin it. I'm about to say something, man.
All right, go ahead.
I saw this video on YouTube. It's like a bare knuckle boxing. Like, there's like a club with like a bunch of like big dudes.
Was it a Vice documentary?
That's possible.
Yeah, I watched a
like,
Vice documentary on it.
On the bare knuckle boxing, a bunch of like shirtless dudes.
Yeah,
In
it was
cold
in England.
Rain. Yeah, I thought it was either in England or Canada or something. And they just like, if they have like a dispute, they just bare knuckle box each other, and then they're over it, and then they just hug it out, and go get a beer.
Jesus Christ. I don't think I'd do that. I think I'd cry for a while, and then I'd probably hate that person forever. Like, even if I won, which probably wouldn't happen, let's be honest. I would, yeah, I would cry, and then I would
go to the hospital.
I mean, yeah, you have to. Like, I am 100% positive that everyone who fought at that event went to the, like, they had to have like a full paramedic team, multiple ambulances on the backstage.
Oh, yeah, 'cause this guy's got to get stitched up.
Like, immediately. All right, CM Punk fight, or CM Punk's UFC career. I thought he had a chance against Mike Jackson because Mike Jackson is horrible, but turns out
so is CM Punk.
So is CM Punk. He's had like 5 years of MMA training, which, granted, most of the guys who are fighting in the UFC right now have had like more than a decade's worth of training and in ring or in octagon, I guess, experience before getting to the UFC. But Jesus Christ, CM Punk looked like he had just gotten to MMA school. I know that's not actually what it's called, but
just started taking classes.
Just started taking classes that week.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get into some Muay Thai classes. I think that's gonna be fun. I think that's a fun thing to try and do.
Oh yeah, me too.
What is it?
John Wayne Parr has inspired me. Everybody look up John Wayne Parr. He's a goat.
Look up Jazzy Parr.
That's gross. She's 14.
No, I just been look up like her fight stuff.
Yeah, she is pretty badass.
She's amazing.
Yeah. She won that fight in Thailand.
She did?
Yeah.
I never
she beat
found
the
out
shit.
who that was.
It was like an 18-year-old girl. I mean, all of the advertisements were in Thai, and so you couldn't really even search for him on Google.
Yeah.
Because I wrote an article on Jazzy Parr's, or just like a mini article quoting the tweet on Jazzy Parr's first fight in Thailand, and it was so hard to find information on that stuff.
Yeah.
And John Wayne Parr, Papa Bless, he is the mascot of everything combat outside MMA and wrestling on this channel, because he is the GOAT at everything.
We take it?
Mr. 99 wins. Should be 100, but he got screwed at the last.
Should definitely be 100.
Definitely got screwed at the last Bellator kickboxing event.
Back to the whole CM Punk thing.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot that we were talking about that.
You're right about those guys saying they have like more than a decade of experience, but not all those guys are 40.
That's true.
So
yeah.
he's 39. He'll be 40 this year, and he's had 5 years of training, whereas anyone else who's 40 has had like 2 decades almost.
Yeah. So, CM Punk, I mean, granted he was facing Mike Jackson, who he does have martial arts experience, but MMA experience, not really. So if he was going to beat anyone in the UFC, it was going to be Mike Jackson. But unfortunately, the Chicago crowd was not able to spur him on to win. Not even winning that lawsuit was able to spur him on. I think he's Bernard the Business Bear. I think that CM Punk is going to debut at All In as Bernard the Business Bear because, he's been revealed as Kenny Omega like several times, I think twice. So, obviously when Kenny and Bernard are in the same room, it can't be Kenny, and I think it's CM Punk. I don't think he's been playing him the whole time, but I think that's the twist. And then at All In 2, he's going to have his first match back. And that's how he's going to return to wrestling.
I looked up in this CM Punk UFC thing.
Yep.
And on March 3rd, some guy says CM Punk has transformed and will do great in next fight.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it was in March.
It was in March?
Yeah.
Will do great next fight. That's probably his trainer. Poor guy.
Flyweight contender.
He was a middleweight.
UFC flyweight contender Sergio Pettis believes they're training partners.
I see.
But yeah, who is it?
I mean, he was probably great at training. It's just like...
Oh, yeah. So, CM Punk didn't attend UFC 225's open workouts because of severe anxiety. I
don't know what's going on with CM Punk.
Okay, well, this was not the original headline I read. The original headline I read was because he was scared or embarrassed. I don't know. It was something stupid, embarrassed, something. I don't know.
I mean, did you see the fight? I would be too. If I had to go up on the same card as... I forgot who else was on that card. Like, with actual professionals and try to, hit the speed bag, I would not do that. Props to CM Punk for stretching it out to 2 fights. Because, honestly, I didn't think he'd get another fight after his loss to Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall. Same with Mike Jackson. They both lost. But props to him. I mean, he probably made a shit ton of money. Because they marketed him on the main card, like he was the main attraction pretty much for both of the events he was on. Or not the main attraction, but one of the main attractions.
I guess CM Punk has this weird social anxiety type thing.
That's a weird thing to have as a wrestler.
I know, yeah, he even mentions it. Here's a quote on MMA Mania. It's a scheduling thing, and it's an anxiety thing. I've got severe anxiety, and I'm comfortable in the gym, obviously, and I don't like people... watch if I was training and somebody walked in and started watching, I wouldn't know and I'd be fine with it. It's whatever. But as weird as it sounds, I'll be fine fighting, but just training, I don't know. I'm like a weirdo. I know wrestling in front of hundreds of thousands of people in my underwear, but it's just different. End quote. Yeah.
I mean, I can understand that.
I don't like people watching. If I go work out, I don't like people watching.
Yeah, that's weird. You're trying to better yourself. You want people to see the end product. You don't want people to see the how you got there, the training it took to get there.
Some people
unless
do.
it's a montage. If it's a Rocky montage, go for it. But I wouldn't want to watch a live stream of a guy. Actually, I don't know. I guess because CM Punk also, he had huge expectations from the very beginning, or not even huge expectations, but everybody expected him to fail, and then he did, obviously. But I don't know. Was it really a failure? Because he made a shit ton of money and he proved to pretty much everyone, by the second fight, pretty much everyone was rooting for CM Punk. Everyone in the MMA community, for the most part, wanted him to win because, he showed heart. Most celebrities, when they get in the octagon and they get their asses kicked, they don't go back, obviously, because, they don't want to get their asses kicked again. But
embarrassing.
Yeah, when CM Punk got his ass kicked, he was like, I'm going to be back. I want to be better. And granted, he was better. He lasted 3 rounds. I mean, it wasn't with a guy like Mickey Gall. It was with Mike Jackson.
Yeah.
But it was a fight. That's
something that you find in a lot of great fighters is that when they do lose, they don't go into hiding for a while. Conor McGregor lost to... What was that fight he lost to?
Nate Diaz. That's his only UFC loss.
Immediately after he lost, he was ready for a rematch.
Yeah.
He
got it and he won it.
And he destroyed him.
Well, I mean, it was hard fought.
It was a good fight. It was a great fight to watch, but he
granted, he did beat the shit out of him. He just also got the shit beaten out of him.
Yeah.
So.
That one went to decision, right?
Yeah.
I feel like some people felt like Nate Diaz got robbed on that
one. I don't think so.
I didn't think so watching it either. It's weird watching fights where it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, back and forth. Where there's only 5 fights.
Yeah.
It was Conor will win this round, obviously, and then he'll be like exhausted for the next round.
Yeah, that's why I think they should fight. They should grade fights through the whole fight and not just like round by round. Because in a 3-round fight, that doesn't make any sense. Because if a guy like beats the ever living crap, like let's say Conor McGregor gets in the ring or in the octagon with Nate Diaz and he beats him up brutally for a round, and then in the next round, let's say Nate Diaz gets him on the ground and just lies on top of him for the whole round. That's a win for Nate Diaz. If he just like smothers him the whole round, that's a win. Next round, he does the same thing. Nate Diaz won that fight even though he got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Like, I think it should be the whole fight. You know, this is actually an opinion I share with Joe Rogan. Full circle. Actually, did we mention Joe Rogan in this?
I don't know. I feel like we did at the beginning because we were talking about like guys who were like, you said there's something a lot of people who do the podcast. A lot of people who like count, and I said Joe Rogan.
Yeah, maybe we did. We've tried recording this a couple times, but I mess it up every time.
Or I mess it up. It's just
it's mutual. We're mutually bad at this, but it's okay.
Better. We're getting there.
We'll get better, and hopefully, you know, I realized we said that we weren't gonna. This wasn't gonna be like a combat sports podcast, and then
we've only been
talking about combat sports.
But I said it would come up because it's just stuff that we talk about.
Yeah, it's just stuff we enjoy, and obviously our former website. You know what? Let's talk about the website a little bit. Our former website, outsideinterference.net, I think it's still up, and I think it will still be up, only for a couple days. I'm not renewing.
Taking it down.
I'm not renewing the license, but it.
You will eventually, right?
Yeah, eventually, when we grow this channel to a point where it can support the
website.
Yeah, the website, then I'll renew the license and we'll get it back online.
After our MMA Reddit subreddit.
Yeah. Also, okay. Search the worst RMMA. They suck. They're the worst. Squared Circle has its problems, but they're pretty supportive for the most part. RMMA?
They banned me because it said that you were that Outside Interference Reddit account was my alternate account.
Yeah, I have no idea about that.
I was like, yeah, your alternate account. I'm like, this is not. I messaged them and said, this isn't my alternate account. I just wrote an article for this company. You know, it wasn't like this is my I use this. And they're like, sorry, we're not gonna unban you. I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, because RMMA.
I didn't break the rules.
Obviously, so whenever because I advertised my articles on Reddit because that was the only way to do it effectively. So I would post the links.
We got a lot of clicks from Reddit.
We did get a lot of clicks. Quite a lot. And yeah, they got quite popular on Reddit or on RMMA, and we would have these.
Did you post any articles after we got banned?
Yeah, I think I posted a couple, but they just didn't obviously get any traction.
Did they get anything?
Yeah, they got some because I advertised it other places like on Twitter and like on MMA Circle Jerk or whatever it's called.
Squared Circle?
I mean, there's Squared Circle Jerk, and then there's the MMA version of it. I forgot what that one was called. Also, I did some boxing ones, and our boxing is cool.
Yeah.
But like, I understand banning us if we are spamming our advertisements, but I was active in that community. Like, and they were like, hey, just so you know, only 3 out of your 10 link posts can be your own content.
Yeah.
And I understood that, and I was like, okay, cool. So I was, posting other people's links and stuff. And then a day later, they're like, you've been banned from RMMA because you didn't respond to it. And I didn't realize that I had to respond, and they wouldn't appeal.
They request about we're letting you know that you're like about to be banned or whatever.
Yeah, like if you continue posting links to your own content without posting other people's, which is like, it's a reasonable rule. I think it's a rule across all of Reddit. Also, it's not just their rule. So I understand why they would ban me if I continue.
It's not every subreddit's rule, but it's a common rule. And it may not be 3 out of every 10, but.
No, I think it's like a 3-to-1 rule for all of Reddit. Like Reddit itself, that's a rule. Which, that's cool. But I wasn't further breaking the rule. Like, I didn't continue posting my own content without posting others. It's just that I forgot to say I understand this rule, so they banned me.
They banned you permanent?
Yeah, permanent ban.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it is. So that kind of ended the website.
Yeah, that one did not do well for us. I mean,
no, I liked it. I was enjoying myself a lot.
Yeah, we got a lot of. I can't think of the word. I don't know. I
got a lot of unique visitors.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Got a lot of articles out. We got a lot of content.
We got a lot of people. I don't know, we got
We got a lot of people
traction.
excited about it. Like, people were giving me tips about my articles, my reviews and stuff.
I got some really good information from this guy, because after I wrote that article that nobody liked, that you posted, that was
Go check it out. It's called
don't check it out. It's fine.
Outsideinterference.net. You'll know it if you're an MMA fan.
You'll know the website if you're an MMA
No,
fan.
you'll know the article that everybody got mad at.
Yeah, it was about the Rocco
Pennington's coaches.
Yeah, which after thinking about it, I changed my stance, not completely, but I got some really good feedback from a lot of people on there. So like overall, I feel like the Reddit community in general is a supportive community, and for some places, not all of them.
I mean, our MMA, lots of good people, lots of assholes, lots of good people though, and there are
dissing an
the
entire,
mods. The mods are horrible. But I think it was Buzz Night. Buzz Nights was, and I went on.
Buzz Night Year?
Nope, I think it's just Buzz Nights, and I went on like another Reddit complaining about our MMA. I think it was Sherdog they were complaining, because Sherdog is basically where all the people that got banned from Reddit go, banned from our MMA.
Yeah.
And most of them got banned by Buzz Nights because he banned what's his name? He banned the Count, Michael Bisping. Like actually banned Michael Bisping, the real one, because he was like, "Hey, I'm Michael Bisping," and they were like, "Hey, we need you to prove that you're Michael Bisping. Can you get your son? Because his son's like an active Redditor. Can you get your son to confirm?" And he was like, "I don't need my fucking son to tell you that I'm Michael Bisping, you asshole." And I think he should have known right there that it was actually Michael Bisping.
I feel like
because that's such a Bisping response.
You know those people where they go undercover on like Reddit and Twitter and stuff, and they answer people's questions.
Yeah, AMAs.
No, not an AMA where they like sign in and like, "Hey, I'm this person, and ask me anything."
Like Actually Am.
Huh?
Like the Actually Am from whatchamacallit? I forgot what website it is.
I don't know what company does it, but there's a company that does like where people like Neil deGrasse Tyson or
it's the
people
Actually Am.
They like create Reddit accounts that are like, or like if they're
or Actually like, Me. That's the series. I know what you're talking about. Continue.
Yeah. They'll go undercover and they'll answer people's questions and stuff, and like a lot of I'll go look up those posts because I want to see what people respond to them because they don't ever show that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like there's no way you're actually the real person or whatever, and I'm like, I feel like that was a very personal experience they just spoke about that they wouldn't really know unless they were the person. And so it's like when people are like I need you to prove that you're this person, and I can understand why you're asking people to prove, because if you're not, then it's like well, this person could just be, an imposter of some famous celebrity, whatever. I feel like it's like I don't need my fucking son to.
Yeah, I mean, I just love Michael Bisping. That was more of a Michael Bisping appreciation conversation rather than a Reddit diss. A little bit of both.
We've been dissing Reddit for a while.
A little bit of both.
We've been dissing Reddit for a while.
Yeah,
now.
Screw Reddit. I like Squared Circle. Squared Circle's nice.
I love Reddit. I go on Reddit all the time. I do that for like music and stuff because I'm always looking to find new music because I can't listen to just one or two bands forever. I gotta expand my horizons.
Yeah, I don't really listen to music anymore, honestly. Like
says as you have like one of the original presses of
Sgt. Pepper's.
Yeah, Sgt. Pepper's.
I mean, yeah, but I don't when we were playing it earlier. That was the first time I listened to it since January.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Nope.
Actually, maybe even before that.
Nope, not January. Because I've been to your house since January, and we listened to it.
Oh crap! I remember that. Okay,
Twice
so it's only
January.
It's only ever when you're here.
And that's because I love that album.
That is a very good album.
You have a lot of good albums in there.
Yeah, I know.
I
really like the Shintaro Sakamoto. If you haven't heard Shintaro Sakamoto and you're a Mac DeMarco fan, then go and look him up because he's great. Can't understand a word he's saying unless you know Japanese, but he.
It's like K-pop, but it's J-pop.
I mean, it's not K-pop at all. It's not poppy whatsoever, but it's very chill. It's very nice.
Japanese.
I forgot what album I have. I can't look right now.
No, you can.
But moving on, we're gonna go ahead and.
You're just lazy.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We're gonna go ahead and move into the final segment. What time are we at, Tech Guy?
About 30 minutes in.
30 minutes. All right.
We have a good amount.
Yeah, I feel like this should be the last segment because we're probably gonna branch off. We're gonna ramble for a while.
We will. That's exactly.
All right. So, final segment, a rant of the day. Or I guess second rant. Did I rant earlier? I don't remember.
We've been ranting.
We've been ranting. My main rant of the day. Fuck Wendy's. All right?
I love Wendy's.
I used to like Wendy's because they had the best burgers because they pressed them into the square patties, obviously. But now they're just frozen square, or not frozen, I suppose.
Hey, fresh, never frozen.
Yeah, fresh, never frozen. But they're refrigerated square patties instead of being pressed. Their French fries suck now, and the only reason that I enjoyed my previous experience is because my friend Raul gave me free Frosties.
They were tiny, but they were free.
They were very tiny.
But they were free.
But they were free, so who cares?
Free is good. Best things in life.
You know, their chicken's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about their chicken.
There's not a lot of good like fast food chicken places that are like huge chains, other than Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I guess Chick-fil-A is pretty big.
Chick-fil-A is huge.
Yeah. You know, they didn't have a Chick-fil-A in New York until like a couple of years ago.
There's a lot of places that haven't had a Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is a relatively new expansion.
I mean, it's not like new, but it's
not.
It's
like
new
a
to the rest of the world, or like the rest of the United States. Like down in Texas, we've had it forever.
Yeah, I don't know when it started. Look
it up. Look up where and when it started.
Tech guy. Chick-fil-A guy.
Chick-fil-A guy. You know what really sucks? That they're not open on Sundays, and every time I want Chick-fil-A, it's a Sunday.
That's a fact.
Like today's a Sunday. If Chick-fil-A had been open, we would have gone to Chick-fil-A, but nope. This has turned from
1946.
1946.
We were like, we're not gonna talk about MMA that much. We just did it the entire time.
Yeah.
And now we're
talking about Chick-fil-A. You know, I don't agree with their.
Wow, it was founded before McDonald's.
Wow, I don't agree with their corporate message.
Wendy's
most of the
was
time.
Founded in 1969.
McDonald's was founded in 1969.
No. Wendy's.
Wendy's
McDonald's
was
55. Chick-fil-A was 46. But Chick-fil-A didn't start expanding like out, becoming like a franchise and going everywhere until recently. Because I know that like I was.
Where did it start?
Where did it start? Oh, that's it.
I feel like, I mean, Whataburger started in Texas. I feel bad for anyone who lives in like California or the West really and doesn't have Whataburger. Or I guess even the Northeast, because Whataburger, best burger place by far. By far.
You took me there twice. That was the only 2 times I've been there, and it was great.
It's delicious.
I loved it.
Better than In-N-Out. Sorry for all you California people, but
In-N-Out's not that great. I don't even think California people think In-N-Out's that great.
Yeah, I mean, it might be different in California than it is in Texas, but I don't know.
Texas ones aren't great.
Texas In-N-Outs are not great at all.
Let's figure out where the first Chick-fil-A was.
And I also another gripe I have. We're just gonna complain / praise fast food chains now. This is a food review channel, weekly.
Georgia. It was first in Georgia.
First in Georgia. So yeah, it's just a South thing, I suppose. Comment down below what your favorite Chick-fil-A meal is.
I like the. Do you really want me to start on Johnson? Do you really want me to start on that?
I don't really care.
Because you don't want to get me started on that.
Okay, because, you know, I don't have a favorite Chick-fil-A meal. Because I never really go there. Like, their chicken's good. It's not fantastic. It's the best chicken place. Actually, you know what? I like Cane's. Or no, not Cane's. Zaxby's. Zaxby's is better.
Yeah, okay. So, there's a map of where the favorite fast food place is by state. And you can definitely tell Chick-fil-A is in South Lake. There's like 50 of them, so I don't count like many of them as credible.
Is Whataburger in Texas?
Actually, as of right now, In-N-Out is the most popular in Texas.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
In-N-Out is garbage.
I know.
It's just because, honestly, a bunch of people from California moved here, and that's why we got In-N-Out. Is because
I don't trust a lot of these because they're not very they're not consistent a lot of the time.
I don't know. You're the tech guy. You're supposed to find the.
I'm on Google Images
material.
And I said most popular fast food by state, and some of these are like jokes because one of them has McDonald's as everyone. Chick-fil-A is the most of them.
Yeah, I mean Chick-fil-A is pretty good.
Yeah, but Chick-fil-A is
it's pretty good. I can understand why people like it. It's just not my cup of tea most of the time.
Really?
I'll eat it every once in a while.
But not on Sunday.
Not on Sunday, because they won't sell it to me.
Nope.
Not even open. Which is really dumb. What's Christian about not selling chicken on Sunday?
I think it's just a Christian thing that they don't do things on Sunday because it's a day of worship.
That's true.
I just found a map that said like the first locations of 50 fast food chains in America. Whataburger was.
I think that was Corpus Christi, right?
Whataburger. Well, no, it's just like what state it was in.
I think it was.
Yes, it was in Corpus Christi though. I'm pretty sure. Starbucks was Seattle.
Dude, Starbucks is way too expensive. I like Dunkin' Donuts way more. Because I just get iced coffee most of the time, and Dunkin' Donuts...
I don't like hot, like coffee drinks all the time.
Me neither. I'm not a big fan of hot coffee, like in general.
Whataburger was
But iced coffee, like
Texas.
I don't want like 6 pounds of sprinkles or whatever in my drink. I just want like an iced coffee, maybe with some vanilla.
Yeah, Burger
But-
King was started in Florida.
I don't think I've ever been inside a Burger King.
You ever heard of Checkers?
No,
Okay, it's a real south. It's real southern. Like
it's
we're
not
in,
a fast food restaurant, but I've got some Shoney's Matchboxes in my record box. I got that at a thrift store for
Okay.
50 cents. Probably a
Shake.
ripoff because I think they give them away for free, but
Yeah.
it was a Rick and Morty meme back in the good old
Popeyes.
days.
Okay, according to this map, I'm not accrediting this with being the most popular. This is just what website Daily Rags. Never heard of it. Chick-fil-A is like all the south, and then like the northeast, like New York and.
Wait, Chick-fil-A is more popular than Popeyes in Louisiana?
Yep.
I don't think that's right. Actually,
None of these places say Popeyes is.
Popeyes is better than Chick-fil-A. I like Popeyes. They have bone chicken. They don't have nuggets, which is fine because I don't like nuggets. Are like
because sometimes these places don't consider certain places fast food.
yeah, I mean chicken nuggets is
Like
it's like a burger place is chicken. Like chicken nuggets and chicken strips should not be sold at a chicken place.
yeah, well I was in
don't think.
Washington and I was trying to find food. I was like on the other side of the mountains, eastern Washington, so it was on the other side of the mountains, and I wanted Chick-fil-A. I was like, okay, where's the nearest Chick-fil-A? In Idaho.
Poor Washington.
And then like here it is saying like this like Washington's favorite fast food place is Chick-fil-A.
Maybe they all just go to Idaho for their Chick-fil-A.
No,
make it
I'm
a
sure there's
trip.
one in Seattle, but it's just a farther drive because I was
Make it-
closer to Idaho than I was to Seattle.
Oh, I see.
Or Spokane or all the big cities, Olympia or whatever.
Maybe it's just like super popular in Seattle. Like there's one at every other store is a Chick-fil-A. My sister was in New York whenever they opened the first Chick-fil-A there, and according to her, there was lines like out the door and down the street for like a month because they had never tried Chick-fil-A.
That's how In-N-Out was here.
That's true.
In-N-Out was huge here because everyone's like, "Oh, I'm from California. In-N-Out is the best thing in the goddamn world."
Yeah, I mean it was just another Californian who was like, "Hey, I should start a franchise down here." Dude, there's so many now. Like there's In-N-Out's comparable to Whataburger now. Whataburger.
in taste.
No, not comparable in taste, just in numbers.
Have you ever been to Raising Cane's?
Yeah.
Raising Cane's is great.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said Cane's. Cane's and Zaxby's are on the same level as mine. For me.
Ooh, really? I don't like Zaxby's as much as I like Cane's.
Really?
It depends
know.
though, because if I'm gonna like, it depends what I'm getting. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like if I really want like the sauce, if I'm really interested in the sauce, then I'm probably gonna go to Zaxby's, or I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna
they
go
do
to
have better
Cane's.
sauce.
But if I want the chicken, I might go to Zaxby's because I feel like there's tends to be, the one I go to at least tends to be crispier. And then like the Zaxby's or not Zaxby's, the Cane's, if you like wait too long, if you get it to go, then it gets all soggy.
That's true. Well, you know,
We just talked about fast
Yeah.
food for like 10 minutes.
We've covered a lot of subjects. What's the time? Tech guy.
39
39?
minutes.
Our goal was like 45. So is there anything you want to talk about for the next 6 minutes?
That CM Punk fight really pissed me.
That CM Punk fight was just so bad. Oh
Screw
man.
Wendy's.
Oh man, screw Wendy's. I just really hate.
We hate a lot of
We
things.
do. I could complain about it, dude. If I had
I
like
could complain for hours.
honestly, I was thinking about making like a movie review YouTube channel because I talk about movies more than
We talk
anything.
about movies in here. What was the
It's
last
just-
movie you saw in theaters?
Solo?
You saw Solo?
Yeah, that was alright.
Before that, 'cause I haven't seen it.
Before that,
You see Infinity War?
yeah,
What do you think of that
that
movie?
was alright. I don't want to spoil it. I mean, I
Hey,
get
it's
that
been-
it's been like 2 months,
It's
but
been
like,
out for like 2 months.
yeah, I don't want to spoil it. You know what sucked? Worst movie I've ever seen in the theaters. I think it was over Christmas, I think. Greatest Showman. Oh, dear lord.
Really?
I normally like
I heard
musicals.
some people
I liked,
it.
yeah, some people, meaning dumbass teenage girls, because
Dumbass
Jesus
teenage
Christ,
girls
they'll
like a lot of
because
things.
yeah, they'll like literally any movie with singing in it, because that movie was actually horrible. The story made no sense. The source material was disgustingly horrendous.
Yeah.
Um,
The worst movie I've
and the
ever
songs
seen.
weren't even good. Like La La Land, good movie because
Good
it had
movie.
good songs.
Good
I'm probably gonna get roast in the comments if people listen this far, but
Good movie, good actors.
good actors, good songs. They were original and like I mean, granted, the song's The
Emma
Greatest
Stone.
Showman. Huh?
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, yeah.
I love her.
Me too.
She's the greatest.
Yeah, but dude, there was no Emma Stone. There was Wolverine, and he was all right. But like the problem with The
There was
Greatest Showman,
Wolverine?
the main problem, I forgot the actor's name, but Wolverine. The
Wait.
main problem with it is that all the
Oh,
songs were
Hugh
the same.
Jackman?
They were all in the same pitch. They were all the same music.
Yeah.
It was like dun 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 dun. Like it was my dad after he saw it, he said it was very like early 2000s musical.
Like high school.
Like Shrek the musical, like Broadway.
Oh.
It was just the same song over and over again, and the
Shrek.
story was weak.
Yeah.
And
The worst movie I've ever seen in theaters was the Avatar: Last Airbender adaptation.
I didn't see that in theaters, but that was horrible.
It was the live action adaptation of the Nickelodeon
Yeah.
show. The
I mean,
show
it was directed by
fan-
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, well, so we knew it wasn't going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, no, that was like back whenever he was still making good movies. Like
Obviously it wasn't, because that movie was...
no, like Sixth Sense and Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Great movies. They both had
He
Bruce
didn't make
Willis.
any- but,
He really
like-
just needs to be paired up with Bruce Willis, and that's how I'll do it.
Yeah, I just said, like that movie was...
And
Last Airbender was
people said that Split was like his return to form, but apparently he wrote that movie back when he made like Unbreakable and The Sixth Sense.
I saw the commercials for Split. It looked good. Never saw it.
It was good. It was. I mean, it wasn't like Sixth Sense good, but it was good.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
it was 100 times better than anything he's like The Forest. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I think last segment. I'm kind of tired of ranting about things. I want to praise someone, Mr. Steve O'Reno, independent wrestler.
Spend the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds just praising things that we like. Things that we like.
You know, praising things we like. Independent wrestler Steve O'Reno. I think I'm going to make this a regular segment, probably more towards the beginning because I actually
Steve
want you
O'Reno?
guys. Steve O'Reno.
That's the recurring segment.
No, that's not the recurring
Just
segment.
things we like.
It's independent wrestlers that I like or just things I like.
Okay.
All right, so Steve O'Reno, cool guy. In the first video on this channel, you can go back and watch an interview I did with him. I will warn you, it's horrendous.
Bad quality.
Bad quality. Bad quality. But he's a cool
Good
guy.
quality
I've talked to
interview,
him a couple
bad quality
times.
audio.
Yeah, he has a bunch. He does a bunch of stuff in the Austin area, mainly with Inspire Pro, and he doesn't own a school, but he's the like head trainer at America's Academy of Professional Wrestling. I don't know who I'd compare him to. I guess he's like a Daniel Bryan type character to the Inspire Pro fans. Like he is loved by those guys, and he's not bad in the ring. He's pretty good. He deserves a lot more credit than he gets, and he's really just been carrying Inspire Pro. Yeah, because they've had guys like Sammy Guevara, ACH, Keith Lee. They were all really great, but Steve O'Reno's been there basically since day one, and I think you guys should go check out some of his matches. I think he has a ladder match with Andy Dalton and Sammy Guevara.
With who?
Andy Dalton and Sammy Guevara in Inspire Pro.
Alright.
That is a really good match.
You said Andy Dalton. I was like,
Yeah,
the
Andy
wrong
Dalton.
sport,
He's
buddy.
also redheaded, so
oh my god.
yeah, it's an interesting.
Not to be confused with the redheaded.
Yeah, dirty
quarterback.
Andy Dalton, not quarterback Andy Dalton. Although
He's pretty dirty.
he is pretty dirty. Wink, wink. So yeah, check him out.
Thing-
I'll put a link to his Inspire Pro ladder match in the description, just because I want you guys to fall in love with Steve O'Reno, just like I have. I'm trying to get him on the first episode of the Road Warriors series, where they just come on and tell stories. So hopefully you guys are excited for that. Cheap plug. Nick, do you want to plug any social medias or anything?
I don't want to plug any social medias. I'll praise something real quick.
All right,
We'll
praise
go-
something.
I'm gonna praise pit bulls, because my friend thinks pit bulls are ugly dogs.
My dad thinks pit bulls are evil dogs.
Yeah, well, but he doesn't think that pit bulls are evil dogs. He thinks they're ugly, and he doesn't think chihuahuas are ugly. So
What world is he living in?
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna praise pit bulls for a second, because I love pit bulls. I
They
think
they're much like Steve O'Reno. They deserve a lot more credit than they get, and they're great.
Yeah.
And you know what? First episode of Road Warriors podcast, it's going to be Steve O'Reno and a pit bull. We got to find a pit bull that can talk, but
Talking pit bull.
a talking wrestling pit bull.
Talking wrestling pit bull.
Maybe we could just get Mr. Worldwide, put him in some trunks.
Do,
I mean, or any one of the thousands of
I know,
MMA
but let's get
wrestlers
Steve
or
Oda
MMA
to
fighters.
to wear a pit bull mask while
Oh,
on interview.
good idea.
That way he's a talking.
All right, we don't want to spoil anything, because these are some great ideas, and I don't want anybody to steal them.
Somebody's-
So I think that's going to end off the first episode.
There's a
Tomorrow
podcast.
there's going to be a video of Steve O'Reno wearing a pit bull mask talking about one of his favorite
Yeah.
wrestling memories.
All right.
I think that just about does it for the podcast.
I think that does it for the first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. And hopefully didn't rant and complain too much for you guys.
We probably did, but it's okay. We'll have guests on eventually, and they'll be able to keep us from ranting too much because we'll just be talking about them.
We'll just rant about that.
Yeah, we'll rant about them right to their face. We'll have Steve Areno on and say, everything I said was a lie. You didn't even wear your Pitbull mask. What are you doing? Yeah,
Right, anyways,
so...
Thanks for watching, guys, or listening, or...
Thanks for watching or listening, or however we're uploading this. We'll see.
However you found us. Hope you'll join us the next time we do this in like 6 years, because that's how long it took us to set this up.
That's true. It did take us quite a while.
We're here now.
Yeah, we are here now. We're here to stay. Nick has a contract that legally
binds me to stay.
I cannot leave.
I'm handcuffed. To the computer.
Locking him in my closet right now. All right, before I incriminate myself any further, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Heat in my vein like vernacular. Cook up the beat with a spatula. Y'all are not ready for action. I'm smoking these rappers and feeling spectacular. Making a killing like massacre.